I'm Ben Mosby, your host for tonight, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the Teignbridge Sports and Community Awards, which is brought to you virtually for the first time ever. As you can see, even though I'm presenting from home, I have dressed up for the occasion and hope you have too. Don't film the shorts. We've got loads of people to showcase and recognise tonight in a range of categories, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to making Teignbridge such a special place to work, live and play. Before we start the awards and introduce you to the finalists, I want to pass you over to James Cross from our headline sponsors at Kitson Solicitors, who's kindly put together a few words to welcome you to our first ever virtual awards evening.
Hello, my name is James Cross and I'm the chairman and partner of Kitson Solicitors. Welcome to the Teignbridge Sports and Community Awards for 2020. This year brought to you virtually and organised by the splendid Teignbridge District Council. This year we're bringing the awards to you digitally, so that allows us to go out to thousands more people through social media and other platforms. This is our chance in 2020 with COVID-19, the awful situation we all have, to celebrate once again the great community we have and to thank and recognise all the volunteers, the sports people that go to make our community a fantastic community. Thank you to everyone that's played a part in pulling these awards together. The nominators, the nominees, the charities, the schools, the teams and the communities that have tirelessly worked for the community of Teignbridge, and for the judges for judging. We couldn't do it without you. In no particular order, you will shortly see on your screens an introduction to our finalists and their incredible achievements in each of the 12 categories. Please ensure that you have your volume up on your device or you'll miss all the important details and announcements. Do enjoy the first ever virtual awards evening brought to you by Teignbridge District Council and Kitson Solicitors.
Thank you, James. So, let's begin the show with 3 champions in the community who volunteered many hours and achieved extraordinary results to inspire our residents to be healthy and stay active. The first category is in recognition of an individual or a team who's shown true dedication to a sport, health or community within the Teignbridge district from September the 15th, 2018 to January the 15th, 2020. The finalists for the Sport, Health and or Community Champion are Aaron Clark, Michael and Gillian Wright and Trainer Talk South Devon. Now, let's go to a short video presentation to find out why they were nominated for this award. Aaron Clark. Aaron is the founder of Mental Health Muscle, a not-for-profit organisation started here in Newton Abbot in January 2018, off the back of the suicide of a young man from King Stainton AFC called Kyle Deakin, which shocked the local community. Aaron is also chairman of newly established football team Mental Health Muscle United, raising awareness of mental health and suicide prevention, supporting local charity King's Care and the #DoItForDeeks campaign, with Kyle Deakin at the heart of the aims and core of the group. He's a passionate professional who puts everyone else before himself and is a role model for many. He started a movement which quite literally is saving lives, and his legacy is truly incredible. His passion and energy to promote positive mental health, awareness of it and the power of exercise is there for all to see, and has allowed him to lead a movement that has been so impactful and relevant for so many people. Building better community understanding of mental health and mental struggles, and by using the gym to help and create better resilience and education, Aaron is an inspiration to the many he supports and works with. Michael and Gillian Wright. Michael and Gillian are volunteers at the Kurzweil Care Memory Cafe and deliver weekly health walks for the community as part of the Walk This Way programme. They are long-term volunteers at King's Kurzweil Library and were instrumental in stopping the closure of the library. They organise an annual fundraising coffee morning for Macmillan. Michael helps at the local church and fete to raise money for the village and church, and he's also a bell ringer. In addition, he supports Mrs. Wright with her volunteering work and fundraising events. Both have lived in the village all their lives, and they're keen to keep the community spirit thriving. Trainer Talk South Devon. Trainer Talk South Devon is a running group established in 2018 by head coach Danny Page and run leaders Sam and Steve Page. Head coach Danny Page is a level 2 coach in UK athletics and a guide runner for the visually impaired in 2018. Trainer Talk offers a couch to 5k programme and a mixed ability running club. The team have coached members to achieve huge personal best records at parkrun events across South Devon. A total of 31 runners have completed 81 events at Torbay Vela Park alone as one example. The team has supported and trained members in their first 10k events and on half and full marathon training. Trainer Talk South Devon is linked with the Devon Girls Can campaign. They hold monthly parkrun meetups and runs away from home. This is a very supportive and encouraging club which celebrates everyone's personal achievements, and the exponential growth of the club demonstrates the team's success and achievements. And the winner is Aaron Clark. Congratulations, Aaron, and to all our finalists in this category, a big thank you. The next category is the Personal Achievement Award. This category recognises an individual who's achieved a personal goal in the local community, such as overcome a fear or defy the odds, exceeding their expectations, and achieved success within Teignbridge. The finalists are Julie Dingley, Antoinette Eade, and Bradley Oliver. Let's hear all about their achievements before we announce the winner. Julie Dingley. Julie tells us her story in her own words. 10 years ago, I had no confidence, no self-esteem and no sense of purpose. My life was made up of daily visits from carers, GP appointments and regular visits from the community nurse. My epilepsy hasn't gone away, but how it affects me and how I cope with it is what's changed. I've been volunteering for the past 10 years at Teignmouth Hospital for Volunteering for Health. We have a loyal, dedicated team of volunteers who provide transport for patients. Something that I feel very proud of is that I'm now doing 10 hours of paid work with volunteering in health. I'm involved with the HOPE programme, which teaches us how to become empowered, and it helps us set goals for ourselves. In November, I even did a 15,000-foot skydive with my colleagues. Volunteering has made me feel valued and part of a team. Today, my life is good and I no longer see myself as a disabled person, but I'm a small cog. I'm one of over 200 volunteers in our community and we're making a difference to people's lives in Teignmouth. Antoinette Eade. Antoinette went through a bit of a bad patch in her life and found herself being talked down from the multi-storey car park. She went on Facebook, saw someone was speaking about Andy Mann's club, and that's how she found out about the Women's Wellbeing Club. In her own words, she said, "I went in with a friend. For 2 months I wouldn't speak. I'd sit at the back. A friendly face came in one day and looked over at me. Eventually I started to speak and I just said my name. Then everybody clapped. On the 6th or 7th week I spoke and then I didn't shut up. I've had a traumatic upbringing. I was in care from a baby. I've had 20 odd foster families, but they couldn't deal with me. I was blonde haired, big blue eyes, quite a sweet little kid, but inside I was Damien's daughter. Then I got fostered to a couple. They split, which traumatised me. All along I was always looking for my mum. I got the London phone book and called up to speak to someone I have never met. He traced my mum. She wasn't what I expected. It was my mum. I had an image of a mum. I gave her a chance. She tried to give me some money, which I didn't take. She was more interested in being in the pub. One of my sisters didn't know me. My dad died 2 weeks before I met him. It messed me up quite a bit. One of my aunties told me my mum had gone to the Dominican Republic. I hadn't heard from her. Then the police came to tell me she's been murdered out there. Then I had press outside my house. This wasn't a good time in my life. Since I joined the Women's Wellbeing Club and I eventually started speaking, I'm now a facilitator. It's somewhere you can moan but not be judged. You can be yourself. The club gives me somewhere I can offload. The pressure has gone. You feel free. It's better than taking a pill. To reach out and help someone is the biggest reward. Anybody can take a pill to mask their issues, but get out there and talk about what you're going through and what makes you smile. Thank you to Women's Wellbeing Club for the chance to speak out. It's thanks to them that I am no longer suicidal or depressed. Bradley Oliver. Bradley is a real fighter. Bradley was born with multiple lifetime chronic health conditions. As he has got older, we understand them better. Though his medical team from the NHS say they're still learning, so we all have a long way to go. Bradley has to be careful about getting too hot and struggles in the sun, so the ice rink is perfect for him. It's just a shame we don't have a rink in our backyard. He has to pace his day and can only do a maximum of 2 hours of mental and physical activity in 24 hours. When he uses too much energy at once or puts his body under such high stress, he knows recovery time can be a long time, and he has to miss his skating for 3 weeks as a result, sometimes more. Unlike most who skate, he's unable to practice as much to master his routines. His heart races all the time. He suffers anything up to 300 ice pick head pains every day as part of the side effects. As a result, along with his other health issues, he becomes very fatigued, and this is why he is a regular user of a wheelchair. Everyone who knows of Bradley can see he's a true inspiration. In October 2019, Bradley became one of Sports England's faces for Devon, helping to raise awareness in the new campaign #WeAreUndefeatable, put forward by Plymouth Pavilions. Bradley in September became national and international champion, gaining first place gold competing in both the British Junior Inclusive Ice Skating Competitions for Jeans 2019 Physically Independent, as well as the International Championships Junior Inclusive Ice Skating Competition for Jeans 2019 Physically Independent Level 4. Bradley defies the odds every day. The doctors can't understand how he's doing what he does with all his health problems. Bradley is so determined. Bradley's brother Ryan was quoted as part of his nomination saying, "I'm very proud to be able to call Bradley my brother. I find it almost unbelievable that with all his ailments and how he suffers daily, he's willing to put himself through more and achieve such great things."
The judges had a very difficult time trying to decide upon a winner for this category, and for the first time in history, we're delighted to announce that the winner is all 3 finalists. So a big congratulations to Julie, Antoinette and Bradley. You've all won the title of the Personal Achievement category. Let's all raise a glass, or a cup of tea or coffee, which is probably what it is, isn't it? And say congratulations to all 3 of our extraordinary winners right there. Teignbridge District Council's priorities include tackling climate change and adopting a greener district. So, for the first time ever, we're delighted to include the new category of Green Champions. This category is brought to you in recognition of individuals, groups, and also organisations for their achievements and changes made towards environmental issues, sustainability and climate change across the district from September the 15th, 2018 to January the 15th, 2020. The finalists are Dawlish Against Plastic, Guerrilla Gardening Group, Kieran White, Ogwild, Plastic Free Newton Abbot, Stuart Molson, Sustainable Bishop, Teeny's Green Club, Teignmouth Recycled Art in the Landscape, or Trail. Let's have a look at what they've been doing to make Teignbridge a more environmentally friendly district.
Dawlish Against Plastic. Dawlish Against Plastic applied to keep Britain tidy for 50 free stainless steel drinks bottles for display and sale on Dawlish Against Plastic stalls and gained plastic-free community status for Dawlish from Surfers Against Sewage. This included encouraging local businesses to remove certain single-use plastic items from sale or use and work in conjunction with other community groups. The group have organised a beach clean each month with up to 40 participants at any one time. Rubbish has been removed from beaches in Dawlish, including broken glass, sharps, rusty metal and a kitchen knife. Dawlish Against Plastic has assisted 2 local schools and a group from Exeter College with beach cleans. Dawlish Sainsbury's managers met with members after their staff had voted to support DAP as part of their community involvement during their 150-year celebration. Staff attended beach cleans and the local store collected money for DAP. They worked with Dawlish Community College and Gatehouse School to create a train made from recycled materials for Dawlish Carnival. The group continued to attend meetings and spread the message about plastic-free initiatives throughout the local community, making a difference to the local area. Guerrilla Gardening Group. At the end of Alexandra Terrace, there's a patch of grass on a very steep hill which has never really been used. Last year, some residents of the street started working to transform this space. They've done some gardening work, put up fences, and old tyres have become benches and minions and plant pots. There's even a dog poo bag dispenser. They got other residents involved by making wooden bugs and asking the children on the street to decorate them so that they feel involved with the garden. Residents have helped by donating plants, digging and making well-deserved cups of tea. It's become a lovely welcoming community space that has helped to bring residents together. Not content with just this one area, they've moved on to clear up the lane behind the street, removed weeds and shrubs from the road to create more parking, which is in high demand so close to town, and improved another patch of garden at the other end of the street. Kieran White. Kieran is a Year 12 student at Coombs Head Academy who is very environmentally minded. He tries to do a litter pick in his local area or his route to and from school at least once a week, and will also rally his friends to do a group litter pick every couple of months. He takes the time to think about the areas that are looking littered when choosing where to litter pick, rather than just cleaning the same route all of the time. Back in May 2019, he contacted the waste and cleansing team at the council to borrow litter picking equipment for a litter picking event that he'd arranged for the Explorer group that he's part of, and made all of the arrangements for the event. In the last year, he's spoken to younger scout groups about the environment and taken them out on litter picks as well. In addition to his passion for litter picking and keeping the local area clean and tidy, he's also put together a petition to try to reduce or remove the amount of plastic packaging in local schools and supermarkets. He has both an online petition, which is in the region of 13,700 signatures currently, and in paper form, which has over 1,000 signatures that were gathered by Kieran and friends from his Explorer group when they stood in Newton Abbot Town Centre. He's hoping to carry on the momentum of the petition and go to local schools with it to raise awareness. This is a fantastic achievement and shows dedication to the important issue of the environment, especially when he also took his GCSEs last year whilst doing all of this great work. Ogwild. Ogwild was set up in July 2019 by a group of volunteers in Ogwell to make use of verges and other green spaces to plant wildflowers and trees to help local wildlife and improve biodiversity. At Ogwell Roundabout, they've cut and cleared the edges to tidy up and ensure a good showing of the anemones that come up in spring. The bench on the village green has also been renovated. A small orchard has been planted behind Dawes Close Play Park, consisting of 5 apple trees and 1 mulberry. A flower bed was created and planted on the corner of Larksmead Way and Ogwell Road. Ogwell Road and Canada Hill has been cleared of scrub and brambles and planted with cyclamen. The smaller part of the village green was cut, cleared, scarified and yellow rattle sown to begin the process of conversion into a wildflower area. Plastic-free Newton Abbot. Plastic-free Newton Abbot started in April 2019, organising litter picks and raising awareness whilst joining the Plastic-Free Communities campaign led by Surfers Against Sewage, becoming one of over 500 places across the UK who signed up. The project, coordinated by Transition Newton Abbot and supported by community action groups, promises a joined-up approach to further reduce unnecessary single-use plastics. It requires a community-wide effort to bring people together to speed up the eradication of unnecessary plastic pollution and stem the plastic tide. They organised 2 litter picks at Newton Abbot Quay and the town centre, and they even had people in the water, on canoes and along the river and canals. Plastic-Free Newton Abbot has worked very closely with the South Devon University Technical College, UTC, and their eco-ambassadors, and the school is now their plastic-free hub. The group visited several primary schools in Newton Abbot, spoke in their assemblies, and presented the schools with a book about Duffy the Turtle, which discusses the consequences of plastic pollution in the seas. They are planning more events, together with Action for Climate Teignbridge, and hope to unite the whole community in Newton Abbot and hopefully achieve plastic-free status in 2020. Stuart Molson. Stewart is a member of the Teignbridge Trotters Running Club. The club organises 5 running races throughout the year. We provide food at all of the events. As you can imagine, these occasions create a lot of rubbish. In the past, we would have put the lot in the normal waste disposal. Stuart took the initiative to research a better way to dispose of the waste. He contacted Teignbridge District Council and arranged to collect separate wheelie bins for cardboard, plastic and general waste. He collects them before each event and returns the bins after the event. He ensures that the bins have been used correctly. Sustainable Bishop. Sustainable Bishop is going through a bit of a revival. We relaunched at the Bishopstainton Festival in June 2019. They are interested in a sustainable, greener future, and their interests cover everything from organic gardening to upcycling, ethical investing to green energy, transport sharing to environmental protection and enhancement, to name but a few. They hold some interesting talks, but they also want to take action, create projects. So far, the group have held one very successful repair cafe and have another one in 2 days' time. They are also planning repair kids sessions, where children are encouraged to tinker with and fix broken things. They have started Bishop Eco Baggers, who are turning waste curtain and duvet fabric into tote bags using the Moores bag design. The fabric bags are available at the village shop supply stores and are helping get rid of plastic bags. They also run a community allotment and run community gardening days. Tina's Green Club. Tina's Green Club was created by students at Teen School in September 2019. Since then, they have formed links with tree planting community groups, audited Teen School's website, investigated ways the school community can be more green, are formulating a plan with Teignbridge and Woodland Trust to plant 1,000 trees, provided tutor materials for the rest of the school community to educate about climate change, attended climate change forums in Exeter to ensure young people's voices are heard, and a fundraising at school as part of Climate Change Action Days. Teignmouth recycled art in the landscape. Teignmouth Recycled Art in the Landscape, or Trail as they are known, started out as an annual exhibition event, and the sculpture trail goes from strength to strength. But as the climate crisis has become more pressing and the science clearer, we have found ourselves engaged more and more in learning, education and collaboration with partner agencies on a year-round basis. Art and particularly sculpture remain at the heart of all we do. But over the years, the Trail artists' collective knowledge around environmental issues and how to make art from recycled materials has given us a unique set of skills that are increasingly in demand outside of our annual exhibition. The more we were learning about plastic from our partner agencies, the more concerned we became. Armed with a passion to make a change, we decided to get ourselves an education in plastic. We researched many avenues and decided to become trained as eco-brick trainers with the Global Eco-Brick Alliance and to open a TerraCycle point. We pursued these options in the hope that educating consumers on single-use plastic would in turn exert consumer pressure on businesses to change the products and packaging they sell.
The judges decided upon 2 winners in this category, so please put your hands together for Kieran White and Sustainable Bishop. Congratulations to all our Green Champion finalists, and thank you for your hard work and dedication to our local communities. The next category leads us to the more active side as we recognise the Coach or Manager of the Year for the district's sporting communities. This category is in recognition of an individual who's led a team, a squad, or individuals to success in the sporting or community setting from September the 15th, 2018 to the 15th of January 2020. And the nominees are James Trout, Ryan Bugard, and Chris Rattenbury. Let's have a look at what they've been doing to earn themselves a place in the final.
James Trout. James runs a successful tennis club at the King Stainton Tennis Club called King Stainton Lobsters for young people who have Down syndrome. James first became involved with the Down Syndrome Association when his employer, the Environment Agency, hired a person with Down syndrome. James is a buddy to Tom in his job, helping and guiding him on a daily basis. The tennis club is very proud that Tom has now become one of the volunteer coaches. Tom became one of the first people with Down syndrome to complete the LTA coaching qualification. To raise awareness and funding for the Down Syndrome Association, James and Matt Rayner replicated the longest match in history, playing for 10.5 hours and 189 games. The event raised £1,400. The Down Syndrome Association now has 4 active sessions running in Devon. In addition to tennis, there are 2 football sessions and athletics. They hope to soon also include sailing. Everyone is very proud and grateful to James for all that he does for the charity, both in his workplace and in his spare time. Ryan Bugard. Ryan won Coach of the Year for Devon from the Lawn Tennis Association in January 2019 and was invited to the presidential lunch by the Lawn Tennis Association in June of the same year. Ryan is the Devon coach, as well as coaching his own academy at Bovey Tracy Tennis Club. He runs school programs in the Teignbridge area and is a hard-working and dedicated coach for children and young people from Bovey Tracy and surrounding areas. Chris Rattenbury. Chris is a coach and volunteer at King's Boxing Club in King Stainton. His dedication to coaching boxing at the club is outstanding, with an 80% win ratio from ordinary young people, many with behaviour-related and personal issues. Chris is a role model and a social worker as well as a coach. Almost 4 years ago, Chris rescued a run-down, vandalised boxing club in an area that was full of antisocial behaviour, drug taking and criminal damage. Within 2 years of opening the gym, it has gone from nothing to one of the best boxing clubs in Devon. The club continues to evolve and is producing amazing results for young people who choose positive and healthy lives. The club has produced more champions and is competing at regional and national level. Chris is regularly featured in the Mid-Devon Advertiser and local press with achievements of his regional and national champions. Chris's passion and commitment and drive is unlike any other from one man at helping young people to live their dream.
And the winner is Chris Rattenbury. Congratulations, Chris, and for all of our finalists for their amazing achievements. We're now moving on to a more educational theme as we announce the finalists of the Community School of the Year Award. This award is in recognition of a school or college that has shown commitment, dedication and success in sport and/or community engagement. And the nominees are Coombs Head Academy, Sheldon Primary School, Walborough Primary School. Let's see what they've achieved above and beyond their normal and busy school activities. And whilst you watch this video, I'm going to go and put my dog in the lounge.
Coombs Head PE Department. Coombs Head PE Department has set up primary sports and PE provision for all local primary schools. They've been running gifted and talented clubs for local primary schools and their own students, whilst providing the sporting spectacular event for all local primary schools. Coombs Head has offered top-up swimming for pupils and continues to provide a range of opportunities for pupils to engage in PE and sport. Sheldon Primary School. Sheldon Primary School is working with the local community, particularly supporting intergenerational work with the ongoing Pen Pals project with volunteering in health. Each pupil in Year 6 has been matched with a lonely and isolated person from the local community to write to, and the Pen Pals are invited to school once a term to meet each other. This has helped to reduce loneliness, and also to break any stigmas that the different generations may have about each other. Pupils from all ages at the school also visit a local care home once a week to further build these bridges between the generations. The school is focusing on their pupils' health and well-being, with their learning journey this spring term being Can We Make Our Community a Blue Zone? As part of this, pupils enjoyed a day where they got to try out hula hooping to remind them that exercise can be fun and it's not all about winning. Also, the celebrity chefs, the Happy Pair, gave a talk about healthy eating and how to be happy. Some of the staff are even taking part in a plant-based challenge, along with local healthcare professionals, to see how this impacts their health, and will be looking to offer more healthy options on their lunch menu as a result. Walborough Primary School. Walborough Primary School have achieved extraordinary results with their extracurricular activities and school sports. They've been successful due to the hard work and dedication of their primary link teacher, Louise Back. Louise continues to go out of her way to ensure that the pupils at Walborough access everything that the Dartmoor Schools Sports Partnership offers. Walborough prepares teams for competitive events, but also makes sure that all pupils can access all the opportunities relevant to them. Louise is never deterred from the hard work that's involved in ensuring that pupils access these opportunities. She works hard to try and ensure that PE is delivered across the school and is a high standard. She promotes all training opportunities. Louise has also had an impact as part of the Dartmoor School Sports Partnership Management Team, steering the direction and supporting the SSP. Louise makes sure that her school also accesses local facilities to support physical activity out of school. They achieved their School Games Platinum Award, which reflects the length the school is going to offer a range of activities to each and every pupil at the highest possible standard of delivery. The Walborough pupils are lucky to have Louise at their school.
The winner is Sheldon Primary School, so congratulations to them. The dog's now in the lounge as well, so you won't hear the patter of his paws as he walks past. The next category is for our young person services to sport and community. In recognition of a young person, 18 and under, who's contributed significantly to their community in sport, health, or as part of education, school, college and/or community. The finalists are as follows: Zach Ray, Lindley Moss, Josh Lockwood, Chloe and Shannon Whittle. Let's see what they've all been up to.
Zach Ray Lindley Moss. 4 years ago, Zach left Ryder Primary School and moved on to Newton Abbot College. Most children leave for good or may pop back once in a while, but Zach is very different. Ever since he left Ryder, Zach has returned on every non-pupil day to help in classes, help with sports events, and even help on a Saturday with fundraising events like the summer fair. He always phones to arrange his visits and is always punctual and incredibly professional when in school. Teaching staff welcome his support and are always keen to have him in their class. Where Zach really shines is in his relationship with people. He's confident and enthusiastic, and he makes a difference in every role he takes on at the school. He's an incredibly respectful young man and is a tremendous role model to the younger children. He's an absolute credit and is a real community role model. Josh Lockwood. Josh is an inspirational role model for all the younger children, as well as his peers at Bobby Tracy Primary School. He assists in leading activities for younger children at lunchtime, as well as in after-school clubs, making a positive impact on these children to help develop their physical ability. This year, Josh proved a bigger inspiration for everyone at the school. Throughout 2019, Josh has been running with his mum to raise money for the brain tumour charity. The reason he chose this charity is because his granddad died of a brain tumour. He and his mum had ran almost 600 miles, and Josh had a target to cover the 940 land miles between Bobby Tracy and the North Pole before Christmas 2019. Therefore, on the 18th of December, Josh decided to challenge everyone in the school to work together to help him out and run the 300 miles left that there was to go. Josh organised for all the classes to go down to the school field throughout the day to run for 30 minutes at a time, clocking each lap against a map to show their progress. He also organised for every person to have the opportunity to raise sponsorship money toward the brain tumour charity, which raised a total of £1,145. Chloe and Shannon Whittle. Chloe and Shannon are currently Year 13 South Dartmoor Community College students who go above and beyond continuously and are simply fantastic. They're both hard-working and conscientious students that are exceptional role models. They will forever have their place on the South Dartmoor Sporting Honours Board. Throughout their time at South Dartmoor, they both put themselves forward to volunteer for a range of events across the academic year. The support they offer the PE department goes above and beyond students of their age. Members of the learning community will recognise them from all their efforts umpiring netball with the Dartmoor School Sports Partnership, as well as coaching and leading events ranging from handball festivals to football tournaments for the younger generations. It's evident that whatever the girls turn their hand to, they'll give it 100%. And staff have lost track of the amount of hours they've volunteered. And the winner is Josh Lockwood. Congratulations to Josh, Chloe, Shannon and Zach, and well done for going above and beyond for your schools. The Junior Sportsperson of the Year is next. This category is in recognition of an individual who's achieved local, regional or national success within their sport from the 15th of September 2018 to the 15th of January 2020. And the nominees are Charlie Ryder, Emily Churchill, Hudson Cooper Thompson, and let's find out some more. Charlie Ryder. Charlie is a boxer under the Amateur Boxing Alliance, boxing at local clubs in the area. He's boxed 10 bouts, including 6 at national level, 1 at regional level, and 3 at club level. Charlie trains 4 times a week in the gym, as well as completing an arduous training regime in his free time. In his boxing career, he's the holder of the London ABA welterweight belt and has won the novice national title for 2 years in a row. Not only is he dedicated to his own development, he also teaches boxing skills to 2 younger students with special educational and physical needs. At school, he's been rewarded for his commitment to sports by being awarded the position of sports captain, and was also given the prestigious Community Award from his school for his work with younger members of the community. Emily Churchill. Emily is an outstanding athlete. She's ranked in the top 15 in the UK for triple jump. She's achieved indoor and county championship titles in long jump, triple jump, 300 metres sprinting and hurdles, representing both Devon and the South West for various events. In 2019, she was also the regional netball squad captain that led the team to the Nationals in May. She's won Athlete of the Year and Netball Player of the Year titles at Newton Abbot College. In October 2019, Emily was selected to play for 7 Stars Nova Academy, part of MPL Performance Team, training in Bristol twice a week. On top of this, she won the Torbay Netball League Defender of the Season in May 2019, Teignbridge Titans Sportswoman of the Year, and she was selected for Under-16s regional squad. Emily continues to compete at an extremely high level in two very competitive sports and is certainly one to watch on the international stage for her triple jumping. Hudson Cooper Thompson. Hudson is 3 times the UK ITF Taekwondo national champion with 4 gold medals. He was a double gold medalist at one of the national championships and the British Taekwondo Council's British champion at the 2019 championships. He was a silver medalist at Spanish Copa Challenger Championships in Barcelona, double gold medalist at the Southwest Open Taekwondo Championships, and a double gold medalist at the Cardiff Interclub Championships.
And the winner is Emily Churchill. Congratulations to Emily. Let's see what the senior sports people have got as we introduce the next category, in recognition of an individual who's achieved local, regional or national success within their sports from September the 15th, 2018 to the 15th of January 2020. The finalists for the Senior Sportsperson of the Year are as follows: Harrison Wood, Sam Taylor, Rachel Fee, James Beavis. Let's see our nominees in action.
Harrison Wood. After a successful racing season in 2018, he was second in the National Junior Best All-Rounder competition. He was accepted by the Amitié des Vélos Club Aix-en-Provence Club in France, and he set off with a bag of clothes and a new life in France. He was put into the B team, but within a month he was promoted to the A team. He and the team raced all around France, Spain, Italy and Luxembourg. Harrison was often asked to work for older and stronger team members, sacrificing his own chances. However, his climbing prowess meant he was able to assert himself and lead the team to the overall team award. His best results came in Spain, when he was on the podium for 2 of the 4 stages and ended up in second place overall. He impressed many teams and signed for a Dutch team in 2019. He gained a number of titles and positions throughout the season, including 10th in the UK National Time Trial in June. Sam Taylor. Sam has always been recognised as one to watch on the hockey pitch, and he's certainly making a name for himself in both the England and GB squads at a national and international standard. During 2019, Sam was selected for the England Under-18s hockey team that played in both a 3-test series in the Netherlands, followed by an Under-18s Six Nations competition. During the Six Nations competition, Sam made a fantastic contribution to the team, and they finished in bronze position overall. After a successful season last year representing England and being involved in the promotion of the men's Ashmore hockey team, Sam has gone on to represent the GB Under-23s and has been selected for the Great Britain Elite Development Programme. In addition to this, Sam has gone on to finish 4th top goal scorer in the National League Indoor Division 1 with Ashmore Hockey. Rachel Fee. Rachel has always been an incredibly hard-working and dedicated netball player. It came as no surprise when she was selected for the England Under-19 squad whilst playing for Bath Under-19s. She then went on to be selected for the Summer England Under-19 tour to New Zealand and Australia. Rachel's hard work and determination resulted in her playing in the final MPL tournament for Bath Under-21s and in selection for the England Under-21 summer camp, and the long squad for the Netball Youth World Cup in 2021. She played in the Europe squad in October 2019. She continues to train with the squad whilst also training with Super League, the pinnacle of netball in this country. Rachel's selection into the final 15 Bath Super League squad is an outstanding achievement. So far, she's played in pre-season tournaments and under-21 games, with Super League beginning shortly. Although South Dartmoor were gutted to lose her as a student, they're proud to hear that she is captain of her college academy and she'll be leading them to national college finals this year. On top of this, Rachel was always the most supportive student of her classmates and younger students, helping and encouraging them on the netball court. She is a true role model. James Beavis. James is a former overall winner of the Teignbridge Sports Personality Awards for his rifle shooting achievements in the Paralympics at London 2012. He continues to achieve in parachuting events on a national stage with numerous titles that include gold for both individual and team events at the Shooting Parasport World Championships, team silver in the R5 indoor 10-metre rifle event, and team gold in the R9 outdoor 50-metre, taking 5th place in the Shooting Parasport World Championships in October of 2019 and 7th place, as well as team gold at the same event. James is ranked at number 2 in the world for R9 50-metre outdoor rifle events and has gained his place in the squad for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games.
winner is Sam Taylor. Congratulations to Sam. Staying with the sporting theme, the Team of the Year award is up next. In recognition of a team that's achieved local, regional or national success within their sport or community from September the 15th, 2018 to the 15th of January 2020. And here are the nominees. Bobby Tracy Junior Lifesaving Team, Mid-Devon Youth Cyclocross Team, Newton Abbot RFC Ladies Team. Let's see all their achievements to date via our short presentation.
Bobby Tracy Junior Lifesaving Team. The team qualified to represent the South West region at the National Lifesaving Championships held in Leeds, competing against all the other regions in the UK, including the whole of Wales, Scotland and Ireland. Senior girls were 9th overall, junior boys were 9th overall, and the junior girls were 6th overall in the UK. In the club simulated emergency rescue competition, the team came 6th in 2018 and 4th overall in 2019 out of all the clubs in the UK. The results include 3rd in the Life Support Initiative, 12th overall in the UK, 3rd in Aquatic Initiative, 6th overall in the UK, and 1st in Aquatic Initiative and 3rd overall in the UK. This is a fantastic achievement from a community-based club at a pool only open in the summer months and completely run by volunteers. Mid-Devon Youth Cyclocross Team. The youth team competed in the South West Cyclocross and National League throughout the 2019 season. This young team has riders from age 6 to 15 competing in 10 age groups across boys and girls. This year saw 8 Mid-Devon Cycle Club riders come together over 11 rounds across the Southwest to compete against 162 other riders in tough weather conditions from 20+ degree heat to wind, rain and ice, showing the wide range of skills needed to handle 11 different courses and conditions. The team saw all 8 riders all placing in the top 5 for their age categories, with 2 winning the series for their age groups. The team also competed in the Southwest Regional Championships, a one-off standalone event with even more success, picking up 6 medals and crowning 3 Southwest champions. The course was a new venue and gave all the riders a good challenge with gold and silver medals for the under 8s and gold and 4th places for the under 10s, with a bronze medal and a 5th place for the under 12s. Under 16 boys saw Callum Starr ride his best race of the season, taking on a strong team of 5 Dartmoor Velo riders and coming out on top with a gold medal. Newton Abbot RFC Ladies Team. In the 2018-19 season, this inspiring team was promoted to the NC1 Southwest League, having won all their games the previous season. They finished the season in a creditable 2nd place, losing only to the league champions. The all-whites ladies team are achieving huge results and making their mark in the world of rugby as they fly up the leagues to prove themselves as players and a united squad. The current age range of the ladies section is from 18 to 43. Within this, they have ladies who are complete novices and players with 20+ years of experience. This season, they have won all their games so far and are league leaders with 3 games to go. Their dedication to their team, club and community is outstanding.
And the winner is Newton Abbot RFC Ladies Team. Many congratulations to Newton Abbot. The next category is for business contribution to sport and/or community. In recognition of a business that's contributed to sport and/or the community through financial and/or non-financial means from September the 15th, 2018 to the 15th of January 2020. And the nominees are Premier Kickboxing Newton Abbot, Waggle Events Limited, Horsemanship for Health. Let's see what they've done to get this far.
Premier Kickboxing Newton Abbot. Opened in October 2018, the team at Premier Kickboxing have quickly established themselves as a leading family-driven martial arts club in the UK. Moving their family from London was a huge risk for them both. They knew no one and have already established member numbers in excess of 260 to date simply through word of mouth. Their involvement already in local community projects is staggering, supporting numerous charities and events. They're heavily involved in anti-bullying campaigns and work closely with Re-Org, who work with ex-servicemen and women, introducing them into martial arts for their mental health and well-being when medically discharged from the service. Without doubt, Premier Kickboxing Newton Abbot has saved lives. Many of us would now be completely lost without Premier Kickboxing, and this is all thanks to Stuart and Nuala McDowell, who've given up everything for this club. Waggle Events Limited. Waggle is a business with a social enterprise approach. They invest profits into subsidies for charity clients to whom we offer subsidised rates and a donation from a profit share scheme. Since starting up in 2016, they've supported a variety of local charities to help them host fundraising events. By their nature, community fundraising initiatives tend to be sports-based and involve the coming together of large groups of people. Waggle sets out to help charities to run events that are every bit as professional and enjoyable to experience as the most high-budget corporate functions. The profit share fund totaled just over £1,500 and was shared between charities nominated by their corporate customers. In February 2020, their profit share figure has increased to over £2,800. Horsemanship for Health. Horsemanship for Health is a community interest company offering equine-assisted social education courses on a farm in Newton Abbot for adults and young people with mental health challenges. They've worked on a series of projects with children from Canada Hill Primary School in Newton Abbot who are in need of support, such as adopted children with special educational needs and children who are experiencing family challenges. Most of the children receive one-to-one support at the school, and the farm-based courses give the children a chance to learn in nature, developing their social skills, self-awareness and confidence. The CIC has also offered a series of recovery educational courses in recovery from mental health challenges such as long-term depression, anxiety and domestic violence.
And the winner is Horsemanship for Health. Next we have charity contribution to sport and/or community. In recognition of a charity or a not-for-profit organisation that's contributed to sport and/or the community through financial and/or non-financial means from the 15th of September 2018 to the 15th of January 2020. And here are the nominees. Andy Mann's Club, Mental Health Muscle United, and Age UK Devon. Let's have a look at the video.
Andy Mann's Club. Andy Mann's Club was set up in 2016 by Luke Amber following the suicide of his brother-in-law. He felt that men needed an outlet to talk and coined the slogan #It'sOkToTalk. The group was originally set up in Halifax and grew to over 26 clubs nationwide. In 2018, Newton Abbot was rocked by two suicides of local young men. Chris Martin and Adam Fletcher decided to set up a Newton Abbot branch of Andy Mann's Club. They now regularly have up to 50 local men walking through the door at their support group, which is run every Monday. The group has changed lives and prevented many suicides in Teignbridge, which remains the biggest killer of men. They volunteered their time for the council's waste and recycling staff training days, and this has resulted in many of the staff seeking their support and attending the club regularly. Both Adam and Chris do this work completely voluntarily and have massively contributed to a change in men's mental health in the community and deserve recognition for the change they have contributed to in supporting male mental health. They've been instrumental in raising the profile on men's mental health and suicide prevention across Newton Abbot and surrounding areas, and have since set up the Women's Wellbeing Group, promoting the It's Good to Talk message and changing people's lives for the better. Mental Health Muscle United. Mental Health Muscle United was set up in celebration of Kyle Deakin's life, a young football player from Kingstainton AFC who sadly took his own life in August 2018. The founder and chairman, Aaron Clark, created Mental Health Muscle United to bring together his friends and those struggling with their own mental health and raising awareness of mental health issues and suicide prevention through football. The community team, supported by Devon FA, have gone from strength to strength and, although very young, are making incredible impacts in the local area, whilst raising 100% of their funds to King's Care #DoItForDeeks campaign, so far raising nearly £3,000 for them. It's a true credit to Aaron, who always seems to have the vision to support, help and create such positive things. His support of Matthew Barrett as manager of MHM United is such a great one, as one of Carl's closest and longest friends. He himself carries the same message as Aaron, and the players all echo this sentiment. This really is an incredible movement. Kyle would have been so proud of all of them and all they've achieved in raising awareness of mental health in the community. Age UK Devon. Age UK Devon strives to engage with older people to encourage them to enjoy being active in later life and introduce them to activities and sports through the CAN project and with partner organisations to provide opportunities for people to embrace physical and mental health and well-being and reduce isolation through the various projects, programmes and events that are delivered. The Swim to the Sea project started in June 2019 and offered people aged 55 and over the opportunity to build skills and confidence to enjoy sea swimming. The first 6 sessions were pool-based at Teignmouth Lido, where the participants trained for sea swimming, including swimming in wetsuits and around buoys, and they built on their confidence and fitness and skills. And the following 6 sessions were based at Teignmouth Beach. All sessions were supported by Pete Wilby, the swimming and triathlon coach, Trish Warren, the Age UK Devon Active in Later Life Manager swimming coach, and CAN volunteers, ambassadors and the Teignmouth Surf Lifesaving Club. The project was so popular that a second project was set up, therefore they were known as Waves 1 and 2. As a result, participants increased their activity level, built on their open water safety knowledge and swimming skills, and made great friendships and enjoyed social meetings. They continue to swim together at the CAN Winter Wave sessions and independently. Some of the groups are even training to participate in their first triathlon events and open water events. Organic Art. Organic Art is a small charity running an arts and education centre. They work with creativity and land-based learning to empower all people within the community, encouraging a healthy and fulfilling future. This year, Organic Arts has worked with nurseries, local businesses, universities, community groups, ethnic support groups, vulnerable adults, teenagers facing challenges, housing agencies, people with learning disabilities, and more. They've engaged with over 4,000 people in over 200 sessions. They planted vegetables, made soup, pressed apples, woven willow, explored the farm, dug clay, made pots, created sculptures, ran workshops, and held open days.
And the winner is Andy Mann's Club. Such an important message for supporting men through suicidal thoughts and encouraging us to talk. Thank you to all our finalists and congratulations on your achievements. The next category is always such an impressive and inspirational moment in the awards as we look to recognise the lifetime achievements of many of our local residents who've devoted a huge amount of energy, enthusiasm and volunteer hours to our communities. The Lifetime Achievement Award for Sport or Community is up next. And here are the finalists. Joan Norman, Janet Gorge, Steve Dinney, Sue Hutchings, John Campbell. And here they are.
Joan Norman. Joan is a veteran of the voluntary sector, older than many of the people she helps, and is still very active in the community, having established a befriending service, a coffee morning, and helping to run the weekly community lunch club. Having spent her career helping others and being an active member of her community in the southeast of England, she moved to Ashburton in 1970. She started as part of the founding team who established the volunteer driver service in the town, attached to the local GP surgery. Whilst volunteering as a driver for people needing lifts to the surgery or hospital, she quickly spotted a need for supporting people beyond their transport requirements. Social contact was also missing in their lives, and family relationships, where present, were often not sufficiently close to stop people feeling lonely. Joan noticed this in 1995 when she first volunteered with Dash. In 1999, Joan stepped in to develop a visiting service and recruited others to join her. Eventually, she would visit the Ashburton Community Hospital weekly to find out if anyone there wanted a visitor or would need support when they got back home, as well as taking on referrals from the local GPs. At the same time, she established a community coffee morning on a Saturday morning that has now been running for 20 years and has been a weekend lifeline for people living alone. She remains a trustee and driver of Dash, host of the coffee morning as part of a team, a befriender to several regular clients, a stalwart driver and team member for the weekly community lunch club, and an active volunteer befriender with Ashburton and Buckfastleigh Community Care, which grew out of the befriending service which Joan established and which today receives hundreds of referrals from local GPs and other health professionals, as well as family, friends and patients themselves. The service Ashburton and Buckfastleigh Community Care offers is now an essential part of the local health and well-being services available to people in these towns and provides a fitting legacy for Joan's dedication and service. Janet Gorge. Janet Gorge became involved with Sheldon Primary School in 1990, when she worked there as a dinner lady, alongside being a single parent, bar work, and returning to education to train to be a teacher. When she qualified in 1999, the school was quick to snap her up as their Year 3 teacher. She spent the next 20 years educating and inspiring local children, with the majority of her career spent in Class 6. Children always looked forward to being in her class, as she had a fantastic reputation for doing things like taking them out at sunrise to do some artwork. During her time at the school, her class took part in other exciting projects, like building real boats from scratch, becoming pen pals with local, lonely and isolated people, and going on a tall ship's adventure. Sadly, Janet was diagnosed with bowel cancer in February 2018 and died in July this year during the coronavirus pandemic. Throughout her illness, she stayed involved with the school and continued to inspire many people with her positive and grateful attitude. At the beginning of the pandemic, she started a fundraiser for homeless in Teignbridge support, raising over £4,500 for the food bank at a time when it was needed more than ever.
Steve Dinney. Teachers come and go. They can all leave their mark and their impact. Some more than others, but Steve Dinney has well and truly left his mark on South Dartmoor. Not only has he led teams in both hockey and cricket to national finals, and not only has he encouraged students to become elite performers, but he's also inspired them to participate at all levels, inspiring them to believe in themselves. Steve has been the beating heart of South Dartmoor for so many years, and he is that to Ashmore Hockey Club also. It would be virtually impossible to find someone as committed and successful and dedicated as he is. Steve has volunteered for sport all of his life for way over 30 plus years, and has made an impact on thousands of children and young people in all that he's done. He always goes the extra mile and has made a huge impact on the local community. He's been the team manager for Teignbridge's hockey teams at the Devon Youth Games since the first ever one in 1999, and he's continued to guide and support thousands of new volunteers, coaches, players and officials in his spare time. He's truly extraordinary and deserves to be recognised for a lifetime of achievements both in education and across the sporting community of Teignbridge. Steve has our utmost respect. What can we say about someone who's missed so much now that he's retired? You can't actually appreciate just how much. Anything that anyone can write or say about Steve simply cannot do him justice. He's one in a million. Sue Hutchings. The name Sue Hutchings is synonymous with sport among the Bovey Tracy community, the South Dartmoor School Sports Partnership, the coaching world of UK Lions hockey, and the local hockey community, and the Royal Lifesaving Society at both local and national levels. Here at Bovey Tracy Primary, we feel that a nomination is a fitting tribute to everything that she brought to the school in the 18 years she worked here, and indeed to all those children in the wider local community that she's inspired in the past, and who she continues to inspire today. When she retired last year in July 2019, we brought her a t-shirt emblazoned with the word legend. To us, that says it all. Sue developed and ran numerous school clubs including netball, football, athletics, running, and sessions for children identified as talented and able to cover nutrition and sporting ethos. She regularly qualified to take teams to summer and winter Devon school games. Thanks to Sue, we won too many trophies and tournaments to mention, but more importantly, she encouraged children to participate in and continue with health, sports, and fitness. In her spare time, Sue volunteers at Bovey Tracy Lifesaving Club and Iska Hockey Club, and she's currently the head hockey coach for UK Lionesses and West Panthers. Sue has spent her life inspiring others through sport and physical activity, from a local level to national standard.
John Campbell. Lifetime commitment to community sport, but especially for his 30 years plus as a player, chairman, manager, groundsman, linesman, referee, end-of-season tour organiser, lead spokesman, general champion and charismatic and genuine friend of everyone who's ever been associated with Sheldon Villa FC. John is singularly responsible for the club existing at all, and long championed the cause for changing rooms through a decade or more of pitchside football strip donning. He's seen generations of players come and go, remaining the one constant figure through untold turmoil, including loss of key personnel both on and off the pitch on numerous occasions. John's dedication to Sheldon Villa has meant an important community hub has thrived for all these years, providing a form of sanctuary or diversion from the humdrum and sometimes much worse for the legions of players who've been drawn to the convivial and inclusive ethos and environment engendered by John. There are a multitude of men in Teignmouth, Sheldon and beyond who owe lifelong friendships to the commitment of John. Turning 70 last year, his surprise party was an emotional affair with hundreds in attendance to pay their respects. Attendees ranged in age aged from 5 to 80, male and female, demonstrating the draw of the man and cementing his status as a community giant and genuine friend to so many. All in all, John has had a phenomenally interesting life, enriched by his decades-long commitment to sport in Teignbridge, which in turn is something which has positively influenced so much and so many in the area.
And the winner is Janet Gorge. Sadly, Janet lost the battle of a terminal illness during lockdown, and we're sending all our thoughts and best wishes to everyone that knew her and all that she did for the community. The final award of the night goes to a very special person who touched the hearts of the community of King Stainton. There are no finalists. This was a nomination that stood out to the judges and was given his own title of the Bernard Jones Lifetime Award. Let's hear more about what Bernard achieved.
Bernard Jones was the former youth chairman of King Stainton AFC and president of Pioneer League. On the 9th of December 2019, he sadly passed away after dedicating his entire life to the local community and King Stainton AFC. The impact he had on the local community was evident across the whole of King Stainton when the news of his passing was released. Bernard's involvement with youth football started in the 2007-2008 season. He got more involved and eventually took on the role as chairman. There were two teams, under 11s and under 7s. It was in the 2011 season when the club amalgamated with the Rams and became King Stainton Athletic Youth Football Club. From there, Bernard and his enthusiastic loyal team built the youth section up to where it is now, offering 6 teams within the Pioneer League and currently giving over 100 local children the chance to play and be involved with the sport. From humble beginnings where the end of season presentation in 2008 took place on the grass banks of Coach Road to last year's presentation where the racecourse top bar was filled to capacity with over 200 children, parents and committee members. A meteoric rise all under the chairmanship of Bernard, which is a fantastic legacy he's left. But Bern being Bern didn't just help the youth. He also took an active role with the senior football, always attending committee meetings and was a real practical help on match days. He soon endeared himself to all club members, especially in the bar after a game. No one had a bad word for him. His smiling face was soon a fixture and we all enjoyed his company. Members of King Stainton AFC will always remember him and had this to say: "We've lost a passionate and lovely person, a truly magnificent man who loved King Stainton Athletic Youth Football Club. He will be sorely missed by the family that is the youth football community in South Devon. We're all hurting because you left us too early, but that is something none of us can control. However, I think it's worth us going through the pain of our loss by us being fortunate to have known you, Bernie. Everyone loved you, respected you, and that youth football in our area has a lot to thank you for."
Congratulations to Bernard and the legacy that he has left behind. With hundreds of local residents who supported him in his dedication to local sport and the local community, you'll be forever in their hearts. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching the first virtual awards evening brought to you by Teignbridge District Council, Kitson Solicitors, the Mid-Devon Advertiser and the Teignbridge Rotary Clubs. We sincerely hope that you've enjoyed the awards. Please make sure you like, share and comment across all social media channels and show your support for our finalists this evening. So, from all of us, a very goodbye and good night.